graduating with a Master of Public Administration. Alexia is a member of the Wilder School-led IQ Corps, Disrupting Criminalization in Education as a Commonwealth Scholar. She is working through a federal grant from the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention to create a trauma-informed treatment program and best practices for court-involved young women. Alexia's goal is to help cultivate positive and resilient experiences to both youth and the staff. As part of this grant, she also collaborates with the Virginia Sexual and Domestic Violence Actions Alliance to co-facilitate their Do You Positive Youth Development Program with girls in the juvenile justice system. She is a VCU Health Systems Ryan White Program Fellow and has made the Wilder School's Dean's List since fall of 2021. One of the things that I think comes through in both listening to both of our student speakers is that, and what they have done, is that at the Wilder School, we run toward equity, not away from it. Congratulations, Alexia. Please come.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you, Wilder School faculty, students, family, and friends for all of the support. I'm honored to have been asked to speak to represent my graduating class. As I read what I was asked to write, you will better understand why I'm appreciative and honored at this moment. My past. Someone once said that mothers, fathers, and teachers mold children. Born into poverty of a single mother in the public school system of Suffolk County, New York, my second grade teacher placed a boulder on my shoulders and my foundation. She asked the entire class what they wanted to be when they grew up. One person said a firefighter, another said a nurse, and yet another said a police officer. When she asked me, I said, I just want to be me. Her response, that's not good enough. Think about it and I'll get back to you. Well, she never came back. Thus began the cycle of silence, humiliation, shame, worthlessness, the sadness of not belonging, and lots of dark, worthless nights. I went through life constantly trying to prove that I was qualified, capable, and good enough to be a part of the in crowd. No matter how hard I tried, nothing seemed to be good enough. Despite these issues, my mother, in all of her infinite wisdom, who didn't finish high school due to a teenage pregnancy, was determined that each of her 5 children would at the least graduate from high school. Bad grades were not acceptable. She often said, just because we live here, and I'm paraphrasing, in the hood, doesn't mean you have to look like it or act like it. They may get that from the other kids, but they will not get that from mine. Getting good grades was normal for me. Moving around, we landed in Flint, Michigan. I contribute my high grades to the Black teachers and passion they displayed about learning. However, fitting in was still a problem. After playing almost every sport, being a member of the bands, played both the flute and the piccolo in concert and marching bands, engaged in almost every after-school activity known to man, becoming a junior high school cheerleader was the most humiliating experience I had in my younger years. Being a part of a team and not being treated like a team member can kill you. Like everything else, I kept it inside and stayed true to a team that ignored my very existence. Back in New York and pregnant at the age of 16, the pain that it caused my mother and the words she spoke pierced my soul. You're going to be a statistic just like they want you to be. They represented the welfare system that controls your life while confining you to the ghettos. Though it cut like a razor, I made up my mind that I was not going to be a statistic that I was going to finish school and I would do whatever I had to do to take care of my responsibility. My daughter, Latanji Denise Brown. Because I had done so well in school, I was able to complete 11th and 12th grade simultaneously. The thought of college was never an option. Taking care of my daughter and proving my mother wrong was my goal. Later in life, back in Flint, Michigan, with my daughter's father, I pursued a degree in computer programming. I was on welfare, and at the time, the state was basically paying for me to go to college. I was unable to complete the degree due to being in a domestic violence relationship which almost took my life several times. I eventually returned to New York and jumped back into the workforce. Over time, I had 2 additional children, my sons David and Alonzo Clayton, and qualified for a Section 8 housing voucher. I kept that voucher for 13 years and opted to let the voucher go for the sake of having my new granddaughter live in our home and not having to jump through all the hoops to add her onto our case. I took on the sole responsibility of paying my entire rent. Through a network of friends, I was able to secure a comfortable position in healthcare administration, which allowed me to support my family's needs. In 2012, I came to Virginia to save my boys from the streets of Long Island. Upon securing employment at the Department of Juvenile Justice, I became the solid oak tree that not only the youth could depend on, but also my coworkers. In May of 2016, an unfortunate circumstance caused my separation from the department, while it was also the catalyst that fueled my desire to make a difference in society. If seeking a college degree is what I had to do, then I would do it. August of 2016, I began my journey at John College Community College, focused on a transfer track aimed at VCU. I faced insurmountable obstacles that would have caused many to throw in the towel. As a featured VCU 2021 spring graduate, I stated during my interview, remember my name and remember my face because I'm going somewhere. Don't know where I'm going, but I'm going somewhere. Today, I stand before you, a strong, proud, educated woman of color.
That's right, Lexi.
Non-traditional student, first generation graduate student, and first female in my family to earn a master's.
Yeah, Ma! Yeah, Ma!
I intentionally sought out support, guidance, and direction from colleagues, faculty, family, and friends to overcome the obstacles and barriers that were set up for me to fail. I recall the first week of classes when I was doubting my ability to complete this level of education. I felt totally out of place. Thoughts went through my head like, you felt like this before, and you overcame. You can't throw in the towel now. Your ancestors, mother, father, children, grandchildren, communities, and the future need you to do your part. You are truly going to have to grab this bull by the horns and ride it with everything you got and everything you need will come. Many sleepless nights stressing about whether my work was good enough at this level. Dark spaces surrounded me in classes until I spoke up and embraced the power and realized that my voice and my experiences mattered and that those experiences had a name. It was in this darkness that I was growing, learning, speaking, stretching, reaching, pressing, and sacrificing, determined to see this thing through. All the while, doubting my ability to successfully succeed and embrace the change that was taking place in me. With confidence, I can say I am a leader, a visionary, a team player, a voice for the marginalized, and above all, I am determined to promote change from the status quo. So right now, I wish my second grade teacher could see me now, see how I have grown to be an intelligent, educated, compassionate, loving, thoughtful, supportive, and above all, uniquely me wish my mother could be here to see that I have moved from being subjected to the outcomes of statistics to being one performing the statistics. Acquiring knowledge has allowed me the ability to intentionally focus on my career goals. As I continue my work with SERL, I am also confidently pursuing a career with the Government Accountability Office. I am Alexia Joy Brown, who has earned the privilege to speak in a space that systemically I shouldn't be in. Thank you, L. Douglas Wilder, School of Government and